Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chichi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman reacts to a comment left on her TikTok that read, "Many men care more about getting laid and the status of having a female partner than even their own happiness, much less yours. Be careful out there." No more wasting time. Let's check it out.
Okay, let's talk about this comment. I was married, and one of the things I would always say to him, which seems crazy when you look back on it, but I would be like, do you even like me? Like,
Number one, we've got a divorced woman here, no surprise. And that whole "do you even like me" thing is a very common thing for women to ask. Let's keep listening.
do you even like who I am? Because when I met him, I was trying to lose weight, but he was always on me about losing more weight. When I finally was like, you know what, I think I'm at a good place. I was like 160 pounds, and I met him when I was 220 pounds. And I was like, I feel really good where I'm at. And he's like, like, you think? And like, my ex-in-laws came in town one time when I was like 160, and they're like, oh my God, Sarah, you look great. And I was like, maybe I should lose a little bit more. They're like, no, like, you look fantastic. And then it was like, when we met, I was a receptionist, but I had gone to school for political science pre-law, and he would tell everybody that I was a personal trainer, even though that was what I wanted to do. But I was working reception. He didn't tell people I was working reception. He would tell people I was a personal trainer, which was like just a blatant lie. And all throughout our relationship, like, I had really low self-esteem issues, obviously. But like, sometimes he would pick fights, and I'd be like, do you even like me? Like, do you like who I am as a person? I really like talking about politics. I like having deep conversations, which is why my TikTok is the way it is. And honestly, like, he would get so annoyed with me and be like, I don't want to have conversations about this. And I'd be like, why are you with me? You just want me attached to you? Like, you just want a partner. It doesn't matter who it is. I recently ended things with somebody, and this man, I'm like, hey, not interested in pursuing anything anymore. And he sent me a text message, and he goes, I did all these things for you. And he started listing things that he had bought me without me asking him to. He's like, I bought all of these things for you. And like, the other day you came over because you were tired and kind of in a funk because you have like bills to pay, and like, your job is stressful. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, I do have bills to pay, and my job can be stressful. You're the person I'm supposed to be able to talk to this about. And like, there was one time where I was kind of feeling down, and I was like, hey, can I reschedule? And he's like, really? Like, I wanted to see you. And I went in sweatpants. I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to be in comfy clothes because, like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything. I'm exhausted. And, like, later he makes a comment about how my clothes were just, like, And it was like this, like, sweats. Like, I'm sorry. I'm a personal trainer now. I live most of my life in sweatpants and workout clothes. And you're going to shame me about that? That's who I am. That's part of who I am. If you don't like that, why are you with me? And in me wanting to end things, you're not listing things about me that you like. You're not like, oh, I really like this about you. It was like what you've done for me that I never asked you to do. Oh, well, I've done this. I bought you this. I bought you that. I'm sorry. Was that part of a contract I signed? Like, the fuck? You don't miss me. You just miss being seen with me. You miss the status that you get from being with me. And it's not my fault that you didn't appreciate me and made me feel like a burden. Because there was somebody else I saw, and things only ended because this person wanted to move somewhere. And I was like, you pursue and do what you need to do. You be the best version of you. And I still have a lot of admiration in my heart for him. Like, I really still think highly of this person. And when I would have a bad day or a stressful day, I would go hang out with him, and I would feel better afterwards because he would make me laugh, and it was a good time. And then I'm seeing this other guy, and he's making it feel like I am an inconvenience in his life for being a human being who has a life outside of him.
Were you seeing them at the same time? I'm confused about that one. Let's keep listening.
Like, he wanted me to be there and just be a blow-up doll for him. Which is why I ended things, because I was getting those vibes. I'm like, man, if I'm having a bad day, one would think, hey, how can I make your day better? Like, is there anything you need from me? Like, that's the way I would be. Like, oh, you're having a bad day? Like, like, I personally, if I'm seeing somebody and I'm like, oh my God, you know what, they really like this, I'll go pick it up for them. So when I see them, I'm like, oh, here's a little thing for you. Or like, if I'm going throughout my day and something makes me think of them, I'll take pictures and send it to them. Like, because it's special to them. They think something of it. But there's so many men that will just absolutely waste your time and make you feel like you're a burden to them because they just want a female beside them, and they want a female beside them, and they don't care who it is.
All right, guys. This one's a pretty common one. and difficult to understand because, she was all over the place. But there are a lot of women out here who sit there and they'll ask questions like, do you even like me? Do you even like who I am? And notice how this was followed by her sharing a story about the husband wanting her to lose more weight. And the problem comes down to the fact that a lot of women enter a relationship believing that the man should serve her, help her out in the time of need. But when it comes to her and meeting his expectations and what he wants, she doesn't want to do that. You should just accept me for who I am. Not understanding that he's serving her, which is why men will brag about like, oh, I got you this, I did this for you. And she'll be like, well, I didn't ask for any of that. Yeah, but you definitely didn't turn it down when I offered it. And there's like this reciprocation thing going on here. And what is he supposed to do? Not expect you to also serve him and his interests? You want to make sure that you find yourself a woman who understands that, yes, she's dressing for her man, not just for herself, but mostly for her man. Yes, she's getting in shape for her man, not just for herself. Yes, to be more appealing to her man. Yes, she's learning to cook to cater to what her man likes to cook. Now, if you don't want that, you don't have to have that, right? I'm not here to convince anybody, but I'm assuming that you drink coffee if you're watching the coffee pot. You feel me? A lot of guys will find these chicks and they'll really like them and fall in love, but they want to understand that these women don't believe they should be doing anything for them. Dress, keeping up with their weight. You need to let her know, yes, I believe you should stay in shape for me. That is for me. The same way I do these things for you. That is an understanding that we have. Just because I want you to lose weight doesn't mean I don't like who you are. What? Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. And of course, I'm curious to know what you think. I probably missed something there in that long story that she told. The first comment here says, this is so common, way more than people realize. Another person here added, the last guy I dated very clearly just wanted a girlfriend and didn't particularly care who filled the role. I haven't tried dating again, opting out. Another person here says, I feel like most guys I've dated didn't actually like me as a person. Here's another insane thing that just came to mind. Women convince themselves that they like men for who they are. But in fact, they are the hypergamous gender between the two. Men are in fact more idealistic than women. You won't care if she loses her job. You don't care what she does. If she's truly beautiful and helps you out and can cook you a good meal, you really don't care. But as soon as you aren't out here focused on your purpose, improving yourself as a man, working your butt off, women will find you just a little bit less attractive because the truth is, yes, her love for you, her attraction for you is always tied to your burden of performance. That is female nature. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Another comment here says, learning the permanent level of tolerable happiness changed me. I don't know what the hell that's about. Guys, please explain down below. I don't have the time. Another comment here says, my soon-to-be ex-husband basically admitted that he just wants a woman in his life to do stuff with, and it doesn't matter who it is. Oh, well, sounds like you didn't bring anything special to the situation. Another comment here says, my standards are me. If he isn't at least as thoughtful, kind, interesting, invested as me, then I'm out. Another commenter here says, a female, I dated a guy for 6 months before he finally confessed that he was a libertarian and he didn't agree with any of my politics. Another comment here says, in the future, stop asking why they're with you. Ask yourself why you're with them and heal that. You're fantastic. Another comment here says, the only way I survived my casual dating days was starting out purposefully trying to view them disrespectfully because I knew they only saw me as conquest for cheeks. If men are only seeing you as a conquest, maybe you want to look at what aren't you bringing that could take their mind away from that. But then again, they're just some guys out here who are just trying to bag chicks and get laid. Another comment says, my ex wanted to marry me because his mom, in quotations, wanted him to get married and settle down. Sounds like he dodged a bullet to me. Like what? This woman says. That's it, guys. Listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. As always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.